Witch of Moon's Lane presents
How to Witch, bitch.
Hello, it is How to Witch, bitch. Hello, Michelle, the Witch of Moon's Lane.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm being
Excellent.
called a witch.
I know.
I'm officially, I thought I was the bitch part, but
Oh.
apparently not. I'm actually a witch, which
We're
is
just a
interesting.
couple of bitchin' witches, really. Witchin' bitchin'.
We've had so many comments, and thank you to everybody who has liked and commented on the videos on TikTok, on Spotify, and everywhere that you're finding them. There is a little bit of discussion about northern witches, southern witches,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
this is from some of the episodes that we mentioned before about Easter and all that kind of stuff, and and traditions and everything like that. So to
Yes.
clarify,
Just to clarify, we are from Australia, so
Yes.
we're basically the southern witches, Australian, New Zealand, anything
Yeah.
south of the equator. So that's
Yeah.
where we're at. So our seasons are very different. So we're actually going to Samhain at the moment. So that's where I think people are getting a bit confused.
Okay.
We must sound a bit American, actually.
I don't know.
I mean, I thought we
I
sounded
don't think we do.
I don't know, mate. I thought we sounded quite Australian, really.
Well, you never know, but it is good that people are commenting and everything
I love
else, and
that.
a lot of people saying, about the Christian holidays that we've spoken about, because obviously we spoke about Easter and Christmas. We've spoken about those. Every single Christian holiday is stolen from pagan customs.
Yes, that's
something
true.
that we've been uncovering as well. The
Yeah.
importance of the rabbit at Easter.
Yep.
What was it called? Easter.
Oostra. Or Easter.
Yes.
But the other thing too, which is really interesting about the northern witches, they're sort of going into when they go into Samhain, which is what we're in now, is their October, so they're 31st. So
Okay.
they're going. You know how we talk about it's the thinning of the veil, and that's why we
Around
have
Halloween.
we
Yep.
have the Halloween and things like that. So we're actually doing that now, and I thought, well, we could sort of say, like I actually had someone say, well, what's a modern take on what we could do apart from, the candy and all that sort of stuff? What can Australian and New Zealand witches do? And it's really interesting because we look at the fact that we're in autumn, and autumn is such a brilliance of colour of where things like leaves are turning different colours, and you can see the flowers are sort of disappearing, but these beautiful colours are coming out until they sort of disappear. So it's kind of like the brilliance of the life that they had. That's how I look on it.
Nice.
I say how brilliant a life is, each day that we wake up and the older we get. That's why I love being a crone. So I'm very thankful that I'm still here. I've lived my life. And as we sort of get wiser and wiser, we can look back and sort of look at our life and say, how many great things have we accomplished in our lifetime? And that's why I love autumn. Autumn's always about that, but it's preparing us for the darkness. It's preparing us for the death.
Winter.
And
Yep.
the winter. And so what can we do? And being the fact that the veils are quite thin at the moment, a modern way is, of course, that we do call reverence to our ancestors that have gone before us, but also our loved ones. Like we've all lost someone. I know I've lost my mum. I know you've lost your mum. And so something we can do, and you don't have to be in a coven to do this. It could just be a Friday night where you say to your girlfriends, or even, if you've got male friends, just say, look, we're going to put out an invitation. The invitation is going to be Friday night, 7:00, and you invite your mother to this gathering, and we're going to have a get-together, say like dinner at 8, and, there might be 4 of you, but you've got 8 places at the table.
I love that.
So you have a photo of, say, your loved one, and you pop that beside, and then we just share stories about our loved ones and how they made us
Yeah.
feel.
That's the Day of the Dead as well.
So it's remembering.
That beautiful tradition of remembering as opposed to, grieving people who are gone. You're grieving them, therefore you're saying that they're gone forever. The memory still remains.
That's right. So,
that's-
as long as you remember, they haven't gone, they're still here. But also asking for signs as well. So it's great that they can give us the signs. I think we've spoken about that on different podcasts as well.
The butterflies, the dragonflies.
Right.
Yeah.
And then getting with the girlfriends and you cook the meal together. So we cook the meal together and we say, right, what are we going to cook? And it goes to all putting in the love within the food as well. And so you make it sort of like a tradition of, we have one day to remember and show honour to our gods, our deities, but our ancestors and our loved ones that we still miss on a day-to-day basis.
So your mother was a ghost hunter.
Yep.
Does she ever pop in? Did she ever pop in to say hello to you? Because I love hearing these sort of stories. But
I always know when she's around, and I told you the story, I think, about how she warmed my father's Did I? I don't know if that's on another. Yeah, I've done that on another podcast. I think that's like, I don't know. You might have to go back if you want to hear that story.
Hang on, you got to finish the sentence first. What did she warm?
So when she passed, she always used to warm my pajamas.
Yep.
That's right. Yeah, so that's a way that she sort of shows up for me. But as dragonfly is your way, mine has always been a crow. So it's always like a crow will fly in and just sit there and look at me and chat and, just put its head side to side. And I always know that that's also a messenger. So it's a message that she's here, but also feathers. Feathers have different meanings as well.
So what are the meanings with the feathers?
Well, there's different colours, but a white feather is always about a messenger. So someone that's passed off is with you or thinking about you.
Okay.
A black feather means look out for change. There's a lot of change coming. A green feather sort of represents that there's going to be some abundance around the corner for you.
I'm looking for those.
Yeah, look for those ones. It could be a feather that has multiple colours on it. And, of course, those colours are in tradition exactly what is sort of you need to look out for in the next month or two. But, yeah, so, we can do a whole episode on feathers, podcast on that as well, which is really interests people. But I wanted to come back to the fact that we're in Samhain and just sort of clarify, I guess, because we do have some. I want to say thank you too. The podcast is flying. It's all over the world now.
Yep.
It's just amazing, isn't it? So I want to say a big thank you for listening, and just two little witches from Aussie or bitches or whatever you want to call us.
Whatever you want to call us. We're happy with that as well.
We'll go with both.
So this time of year, so the autumn time of year is coming into. So we're celebrating now.
We're celebrating now. So it just clocked in. Yeah.
Okay. And what's ahead of us? Then we've got the winter, and then we've got. So obviously, this is Australian. What we're talking about at the moment as well. How do we prepare? When you said the darkness or the winter is coming, how do we prepare at this time? Obviously, you can feel a shift in weather. You can feel a shift in as the year progresses. You can feel a shift in energy as well.
That's right. But it's interesting too because. We sort of think that it's going into the dark times, but it's interesting with, say, if you're in a place, we're in Australia, we don't sort of really get snow.
No.
Unless you're sort of going, skiing at the mountains and things like that. But in a lot of other countries, they actually do have snow. And so snow is very much about ice and water, which is very purification. You can do a lot of spells with that as well. And so... Actually, that was something, I don't know if I was telling you about it last time about, I thought we could actually do that and maybe show that, which is get 2 glasses of water and talk nicely to one and, be quite cruel to the other one, and then actually put them into the freezer and just see the little types of how they form, because one will form beautifully and the other one will all have sort of cracked, and just so sort of an experiment so you can actually see it.
And that comes back to what we've talked about with the mirror as well, and the affirmation, starting your day positively, starting your day, having those the way in which that you talk to yourself and about yourself is the way in which that you are.
Yeah. And so I also wanted to talk about what we spoke about last time, which was Mickey Mouse grouse. Because there's not a lot of information sort of out there as to why we got the name wizard and things like that. But wizard did come from wise man. But back in the day, wise man was actually a drunkard and a coward. But it was interesting because the Romans actually gave that sort of reverence. And the only thing that sort of looks like a wizard, when I say look at, say, Gandalf, would probably be the pagan druids.
Okay.
And so they basically went up against the Romans, and they were coming down, and the druidesses looked very witchy, and so did the druids. And so they were casting things saying anything pagan is just not Christian, really.
No,
so it just means there's so many pagans out there that
anything
don't even know they're
Christian
pagans.
is not Christian,
Yeah. And so I feel that this is where they're getting that particular thing from. But Mickey Mouse grouse with the wizard and the hat and the magic. Well, the magic comes from the magician. And so you know how you see the magicians and you go, and the magic's very much about abracadabra.
Yeah.
Right. Well, abracadabra is actually a word that was brought forward as being a magic word. It means I create when I speak.
Oh.
Which goes back to what I was talking about before about spells being words. Words are spells, and be very careful about what you're saying to cancel out. That's how lots of people are hexing people and putting negativity out there. to protect yourself. So it's like I am what I create. And it originated through a doctor who was trying to clear up malaria, believe it or not.
Abracadabra.
And it was something that he actually came through.
Does Lady Gaga know this?
Yeah, well, she's basically trying to create with the words she's singing.
Yeah.
That's what she's doing.
Yeah.
And then you've got, who else is doing it? That old song was brought back by, is it Slim Shady or is he Eminem? I don't know. I can't keep up. Who is he now?
You just sounded so old.
Am I giving my
You're
crone
a
away?
crone. Here comes the crone, ladies and gentlemen. What's that thing? The internet. The Facebook. You know that one?
The Facebook. The
Facebook.
That's murder.
Right. So Abracadabra. So hang on, let's go back to the malaria guy. Where were we with the malaria guy?
Oh, okay. Yes, the malaria guy. So his name is Quintus. Oh, my God. I can never say his name. I'm going to actually look at it now because Quintus Severus, no, I'm not going to say this, Simonicus.
I do apologise if we've just sworn at you in another foreign language.
So he wanted to get rid of the disease and it was diminished letter by letter, but how he actually did it was in a triangle. So it's interesting because I used to wear an amulet and it had that on it and I never really understood what it was. And I'm going back when I was in my 20s. And so that's what they did. They started to put this on amulets. So amulets is of protection. So it came up as being healing and protecting. So that's where that all came from. So when a magician, and we have the magician card in tarot, and it means that I am here to create.
Right.
So he's creating spells and all the things like that. So basically with a magician on stage, he's saying abracadabra.
Yeah.
And which is really bizarre. I am what I create.
Yeah.
Or what I say I create. So
Well,
that's what he's
all
actually
about,
doing.
yeah. So hang go back to malaria guy.
Malaria guy. I know. So how cool is this?
Let me just figure this out. Abracadabra.
So the ancient roots was abracadabra was believed to be originated in a Roman era. On the first known case was early 2nd century by a Roman physician, and he reportedly prescribed it as a cure against malaria.
Oh.
And patients were instructed to wear amulets with the word written in a triangular shape.
Got ya.
And it was meant to dissipate the disease word by word, letter by letter.
Okay.
Now, here's another thing. This has got mystical connotations over time. Abracadabra became associated with mystical and magical practices and was used in spells and charms and protection. And then it became Aramaic into Hebrew, and it was meaning I will create as I speak. So that's kind of where that came from. But in the Renaissance era, which is really bizarre, rich people used to pay peasants to say it to heal them. And it was actually, So then it became that because they were just too lazy and couldn't be bothered to do it. So, darling, I can't be here all day chanting abracadabra. So again, they would pay poorer people to just sit there and chant. And they would heal. So here we go. Opening prayer. Isn't that like the earliest type of opening prayer?
Wow.
You know, when people all pray?
Yeah.
And it's the same with hexing. If all people are thinking the same thing or all people are sort of doing that, then you do see improvements or you see, So another thing about now I am going to show my age. Is it Del Ray?
Del Ray.
Del Ray, is it Del Ray is what she's called?
Who?
Anyway,
I'm still on abracadabra.
Well, she got a whole lot of witches together and was going down and had them all chanting to take Trump down, which is a whole thing. So she called all witches to take Trump down, which is we're getting political. I don't want to get political. But that's, Del Ray, she's a singer.
Lana Del Ray. Okay, I'm with you. Okay.
Yeah, so you can look that up.
Okay,
yes, which is really cool.
Very interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you Googleize that, hexing, she wanted to hex him. So she did a whole big hex.
Did she really?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is okay. I'm very confused right now.
No, we just went totally off topic. As we do, though. That always happens.
Let's get some facts into this.
I feel
Not Del Ray, it's Lana Del Ray. And in 2017, she was promoting witchcraft as a means to remove Donald Trump from office.
There we go.
She tweeted out dates that align with the warning of the waning crescent moon, which is significant to occult followers.
Yep.
And they were going to do binding rituals on Trump. I had no idea this even happened.
I know.
Wow.
Oh, talking about 2017.
Well, it didn't work, did it?
Well, he did get shot.
So someone stuffed it up along the way.
There's a whole lot of fuck up there.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. I don't know where we went with this, but
that's so
anyway,
funny.
where were you going then?
I don't know, but talking about 2017, guess what happened in 2017?
I can only
Because
imagine what you're going to tell me.
a lot of witches got pardoned.
Did they?
Yeah, that were actually
By who?
by the governments. They all said, "Oh, so sorry we killed you, but we'll pardon you all." So is it funny when all this sort of stuff coming into COVID, lots of people, the mystics all came out and everybody had time to get, I mean, as much as COVID was a pain and we're sort of still suffering from it economically and tragedy and everything, it did allow people to do a reset. It allowed people to get off the mouse wheel and reset their lives and look at what does really matter. Like slow down, smell the roses is a very good saying.
Yeah.
We don't have time. We just don't have time. So when COVID came along, a lot of people actually stopped. So the New Age area and witches and things, it sort of like really blossomed.
Yeah.
It was kind of like an alternative. So the pagans have
I
come
think
out in
people were
force,
searching for something. People
They were searching something
for everything.
Well, they had time to search.
Yeah. This has been a really weird episode,
It
but
has.
thanks for joining us. I don't know what happened in the last 15 to 20 minutes, but we went everywhere. And thank you for joining
I've
us.
been everywhere, man.
Oh, my Lord, she's singing now. All right, off you go, witch. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Come and find us.
Please don't. That sounds weird.
We'll find you.
Woodwork Podcasts.